The news today is behind me. An exceptional group of individuals who are serving Canada.
Your team is like how do you say that? A heated mess. You know, a mess where heat is applied to it. So what once was a little messy is now even messier.
Well, the sad and bizarre part is it's not as if people are not, unless we don't have any carbon policy at all, there's going to be a carbon policy. It will cost things and it will cost consumers. There won't be a rebate anymore. So the idea that we're actually going to be letting people out of some sort of hardship as a result of this is completely bogus. It's going to mean we're going to have a more expensive, less efficient system without rebates that ultimately the cost will get passed on to consumers. They just won't know it. And that is basically what the compromise, the agreement that's been made amongst all the parties now is, let's just keep the public in the dark.
Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out.
This government is taking to ensure that we fight against climate change, that our companies are competitive, and the country moves forward. So it's my honor, on behalf of my colleagues, to sign this.
The pen is blue. The pen is blue! The goddamn pen is blue! I'll be back.
And put basically 25% of the Canadian population into poverty. So it's not hard for the opposition, in this case the Conservatives, to paint the Trudeau 2.0 brush on Carney, because Carney has the same policies. He wants to double down on carbon tax on businesses, the same green agenda, massive woke.
Look him straight in the eye. I don't want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life snake.
Because they're doing this through order in council, technically, the consumer portion of the carbon tax is hanging around. It is still there. It's on the books. How do you think that that'll play? And what do you think that Pierre Poilievre and other opposition parties are going to do with that?
I mean, that's exactly what Pierre Poilievre said was going to happen earlier today. I was at his press conference. He talked about where this country is going to be in 60 days' time or 90 days' time. In his words, God forbid if Mark Carney won an election.
Oh, I'm such a shit!
Our new prime minister, also during the campaign for the leadership, took the same position. And so I am very strongly in support of the decision he's taken today. I would also like to really congratulate him for showing such clear and decisive action. He made a commitment during the leadership campaign. Today, the transition has moved with incredible speed. We've just had a cabinet meeting. We had a good and full discussion, and then the prime minister signed the order. I think what that shows is a prime minister who keeps his promises and who is prepared to act quickly. And that's a really good.
How much ass do I have to kiss to make?
I think that the Prime Minister has made his views very clear about keeping oil and gas in the ground. He's made his views very clear about he not wanting a transparent carbon tax. He wants a hidden one. So I don't think it does Alberta any good if we end up seeing massive increases to industrial carbon taxes. It's been quoted many times saying he thinks that the carbon tax is too low. So I'm going to just reserve judgment. I had a whole range of things that are problematic with the federal government, from emissions caps to tanker bans off the West Coast, the inability to approve pipelines, getting approvals and then having them pulled, having a convoluted regulatory process that makes it impossible to get new pipelines built, continued threats of regulating our power grid, continued threats of regulating our industry, continued threats of export taxes, cutting off energy. Like I haven't really seen any change that would lead me to be encouraged that we're going to have a reset on our relationship. So we need an election, and that's how it needs to get sorted out.
You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
That was Canada's Blonde moment, and I am out.